who is felicitating award shows. So when we talk about excellence,
I think what really makes it or breaks it for a person is consistency and authenticity.
so you're saying that original talent, original creativity with a little bit of manifestation works out?
100% manifestation for sure, but nothing really is original. It is always a version that is presented by the designer. So every form of skirt, trouser, jacket, everything exists, and stay true to that. Like you have to continuously keep working and working and working.
Welcome to NB News Network. This is Lavanya, and here we are finally with the one and only Mr. Dhruv Kapoor, the trendsetter, the only man who has taken fashion industry from Indian to a global level. So I welcome you, sir. Okay, so to begin with, sir, out of all your creations, what excites you the most? Is it branding? Is it designing for a certain age group or for a specific cause? What excites you the most or gives you the most thrill?
I think it would be always about the emotion it generates in the consumer. So our intent is never to really go by gender. We would never think that, okay, this is for a man or this is for a woman or it's never specified by gender. So it is always emotion driven. So the minute we see that emotion being translated, which is an intangible aspect of fashion, that's when it is a true victory for the brand.
So if you are talking about a brand, and the consumers, emotions, so how do since the trends are, continuously changing, so how do you know that which trend to set and how to set and what sparks that creativity within you?
So that is all driven by gut and instinct. We will do at least close to 1,000 new variations each season, but to shortlist those, it is mostly a instinctive process. But at the same time, we do use knowledge that is in our Vedas, for example. We will use colors that will enhance certain aspects. We will use prints that will teach you certain things. So there are these tiny secrets that are planted in the brand. In fact, if you open any of the pieces, they always have a small quote or a reminder, maybe from Rumi or something we have invented. Just that, so when you're wearing the piece, you read that little note and you feel good about yourself.
Definitely, I think that's what authenticity means and confidence means. So, sir, जहाँ पे लोग सपनों में देखते हैं, that we want to go for the Milan Fashion Week, you literally ended up on the ramp, right? And you created history. How did you manage to get there and being the first Indian designer to ever go to Milan and create history for India specifically? So, how did you achieve that, and how do you feel after that?
I feel the same, to start with that part, because I think for me also it was a dream. Because when I was studying, I would dream to be positioned with these giant brands at Milan. And when you dream really hard, you actually start living the dream before it actually happens. So to be honest, when it was actually happening, it was absolutely normal, because I had lived that moment so many times in my head before. And even now, I'm very neutral at the time of a show. It is a really proud thing to be able to represent the country and the craft and the people on such a large global platform. But beyond that, it is just a big boost for the team to continue to work hard, because the minute the stage becomes bigger, the pressure also is bigger. But then you're also charged to deliver like that. So it is always exciting. We are forever excited and waiting for that moment to show again.
So since we are talking about being on stage and being on camera, so when the camera is off, when the lights are off, how is Dhruv Kapoor as a person?
Mostly the same. Rarely you would see me on a camera. But otherwise, it's a very personal, it's a very close life. I come to work, I go home. By 9:30, I sleep. And 5 o'clock, I'm up. So it's a very boring life for a lot of people, but I wouldn't have it otherwise. So I favor solitude over lots of partying.
That's nice. For someone being in the fashion industry yet favoring solitude, I think that is something rare to. So you've been on both sides, the one receiving awards as well, and now finally you are going to be the one who is giving off awards or who is felicitating award shows. So when we talk about excellence, what does excellence mean for you? Is it talent? Is it creativity? What exactly is excellence for you, and how are you feeling being the one giving awards now?
It feels great to be able to come to that position, or where you are put on that pedestal to actually present one to somebody else. In terms of talent, there is a lot of talent in the country as well. I think what really makes it or breaks it for a person is consistency and authenticity. So if you're going to try to be somebody you are not, after a point you will start to falter. And that's when the roads go a little wavy. But if you are going to be true to who you are, irrespective of what the public says or what the press says, you just have to stand your ground. We were asked so many times to do bridal clothing or Indian clothing, and they used to tell us that you won't sustain the market without heritage clothing. But I knew it is not something that comes to me naturally. So we had to just simply stand our ground. We had losses in the beginning. It was a slow growth, but now it is fantastic.
So you're saying that original talent, original creativity with a little bit of manifestation works out?
100% manifestation for sure. But nothing really is original. It is always a version that is presented by the designer. So every form of skirt, trouser, jacket, everything exists. It's only how you're going to remix that idea with your taste and flavor and stay true to that. Like you have to continuously keep working and working and working and never give up. So that's ideally going to lead you somewhere.
Definitely. So if not fashion, if let us suppose that you were never a part of fashion industry or you were never a designer yourself, so what would you have been otherwise?
I feel I would be a yogi in the
A yogi,
mountains.
okay.
Because that's the other side. If I'm not working, I'm meditating. And if I had more time, I would continue to do that.
So now that's a very deadly combination. Someone in the entertainment and fashion industry talking about being a yogi. So do you think spirituality is necessary when it comes to personal and professional decisions? And if yes, how has spirituality impacted your own life?
I think it's a non-negotiable considering the times where we are at the moment, because it is the only thing which, if you are going to religiously follow and adapt into your daily life, no matter whether it is up, down, you are going to be simply at that same level, the same frequency. So the frequency remains undisturbed completely, which is the best thing that it's going to do. And no matter what happens, your focus is going to be intact.
So any specific advice or specific message that you would like to give to the viewers watching this today?
I feel it is always to never ever give up, to follow your dream and to work hard and keep moving forward, because you will reach your destination at one point.
So, if you're talking about never giving up, on one hand you're saying hard work, and on the other you're mentioning manifestation as well. So, how can both of them, simultaneously go along?
So manifestation is about dreaming. If you don't dream, you don't know the destination. And if you don't know the destination, where are you putting all your hard work? So if you know that you want to become the Louis Vuitton of the world, every decision that you're going to take, whatever your dream might be, if you want to be a Sabyasachi, every decision that you take, you need to check with yourself, is it taking me closer to my aim or is it taking me away from the aim? And that makes it easier. So if you don't dream, it is quite pointless. You can just keep
Of
churning
course.
with no
So
direction.
today, since the Gen Z generation is coming up, and especially in the fashion industry or overall, we have AI now, right? When it comes to creativity. So, what is your take on this?
I feel AI, we all use it at work as well, but beyond a certain point, it is always about things that are made by hand. There is a new kind of longing or desire that is coming for handcraft, which is phenomenal, because if everything is machine generated, you kind of start missing the nostalgic aspect. If you
Okay, so since now we are living in the world of Gen Zs and AI is almost kind of taking over almost every industry, right? And when we talk about already it's a saying that human mind cannot be replaced, human creativity cannot be replaced. However, what is your take on Gen Zs?
I feel AI is the new thing. We all use it at work. It's become an integral part of how, because it makes things quicker. So before you actually build anything physically, you can actually test it out before making the actual piece. But beyond that, I think what it's serving is a reminder and that deep-rooted desire of human touch. AI, I feel, can never really replace the emotion aspect. And so they have to work hand in hand. You should borrow and you should learn from the AI, whatever they offer, all the apps that are there. I chat with ChatGPT. I feel if somebody opens that chat, they'll really wonder, because you really have no filter. So you learn from it, but then you have to balance the two. And especially when it comes to our brand, it has to be a combination of what is coming from the past and what is future driven. So ideally, both those things have to come together.
So if you're talking about future, so what is your vision in the next 10 years?
I don't know, I'm going to develop as we grow. I mean, there are plans, of course, but I feel it's too soon to discuss that. But lots of things, we want to ideally come to a point where we are going beyond clothes. And so it's not like the dream or the visual is not there, but I'm just keeping it inside for now. But it is ideally going to focus on directions other than garments, how to further enhance the emotional aspect, how to further uplift. Because clothes ideally they are like armor that you wear on the outside to feel good on the inside. Now, if we want to complete the brand, we want to straight up tap in the core and balance the outside with it.
So, what is that one moment of your life where you actually thought that, this is why I started? That moment you get when you are successful in life, or the fact that, you actually feel that I think this is the reason I started. Now I feel satisfied. Have you ever experienced that before?
I feel as human beings, we will never be satisfied. And that's also a very good thing because it keeps you going. But every time I sit with the team to create, even if we are facing a challenge or we are unable to do something, even then I enjoy that part. Because that grind that comes with the business is, if that didn't exist, it would be a little hollow space. Because if everything is easy and the supplies are abundant, then it becomes boring. But it is the time when we are creating newness and we are trying to build from nothing.
Definitely.
That's
Like
the part.
the process is what matters, right? We
Absolutely.
must enjoy the journey, right? So since we're already talking about the journey, if we focus on your specific journey, how did it all begin? What was that first thought you ever got that, I need to enter the fashion industry, I need to connect emotions with fashion specifically. So how did it all begin?
It started, I think, when I was in third grade, I think. When
Okay.
you had a lot of Disney movies come out, and my constant internal understanding was that they are really using clothes to show a prince, a pauper, a common man. And the easiest thing that was used by the film industry was clothes. You can look at the clothes of a person at that point and you could tell where they are coming from or what is the system they belong to. And that slowly started to intrigue me, the power that apparel has. But our aim was to reverse that mindset, whether if something is meant for women or something is meant for men. That is the starting point for the brand was there. That we want, so overall, if you look at the brand perspective, the women are always made to look stronger than the men.
Definitely.
Because whether it's emotional or physical strength, I feel in both cases they will overpower.
Okay,
And so the idea is to reverse that stereotype. And as we grew, we understand, we made our mistakes, we learned from those. And I think that ultimate clarity comes at a certain point.
Okay, so that certain point that you received, I mean, it's something very unbelievable, starting from a third grader who actually watched Disney movies and, thought about fashion and now has connected fashion to emotions. I think that is something that is very inspirational for all the viewers watching this. And it has been lovely talking to you and, knowing more about your insights and your experiences. It's something really inspiring personally as well. So thank you so much for
My
your
pleasure.
wonderful time. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.